Hello and welcome back to episode 53 of Unknown to World Known. We're back with Queen's Park Rangers after the summer. We're on the first game of the new season. But before we get into that, we have got, of course, our transfer review. So going into the season, we'll give you a quick season preview. We're predicted 13th, very similar to what we were last season. I think we are being a bit undersold here. Scarlett not in the first media dream 11 again, despite being top goal scorer for 2 years in a row, I think it was. I think he might have just missed out last year, but still ridiculous. And to predict us 13th, I think is very, very harsh. And also, Stage is still in our best 11. That's wrong. Other than that, I think it's relatively right. So let's get into our transfers for the year. Going out of the club, we've had Ariel Masor leaving us for £1 million to Houston Dynamo. He's actually our only real sale. We've sent a couple guys out on loan, but I'm not going to go into them because I don't think that's necessary. So let's get into, more importantly, than Masor leaving, the signings. He had 2 years with us. He signed just before I joined, or did I sign him? I think I might have signed him. So we have signed Tom Coyle on a permanent transfer now. He comes in for 875,000 overall. A bit of that in instalments. He's not coming in to be first choice, although his stats look a lot better than I thought they did, really. He's going to come in and be a squad player. He's happy with that on his contract, and hopefully he can continue his development. Next up, we have Amari Forson coming in on a free transfer from Manchester United. He's a player who can play pretty much anywhere in midfield. He's probably going to be primary on the right or through the middle for us, but he's already 3-star ability, potentially be 4-star, and looks very good. Next, we have another guy who can play either wing, Lee Harkin. I think he is quite a well-rounded player. He's come in for 2.3 million from Huddersfield again. Bit of that on the instalments, but he's coming in. He's pretty well-rounded. Can play either wing and up front. We're mostly going to be looking to use him on the right-hand side, along with Shortire and Forson. So, as I mentioned before the transfer window, we were looking for more strength in depth rather than just straight up strengthening. And the final signing is a Luke Rue, who has come in, a left winger. We're training him to be able to play attacking midfield left. He's got a ton of potential. If we look here, potential to be a Premier League midfielder in the future. I think when you look at his stats, very well rounded, and at age 18, he cost us 2 million. But I think looking at that, we probably won't be here to see the full effect of Rue, but I think he can certainly be a very, very good player going forward, and hopefully long after we leave QPR, he can continue to make an impact for them. With all that said and done, let's go and have a look at our first lineup for the year. And we start the new season against familiar opposition, the team we beat in the playoff semi-finals last year, Crystal Palace. And we go into this game, we've got Christensen in goal, Geraldo, Williams, Charles and Tripadelli as our back four, Masengo and Akalde in central midfield. So Akalde is dropping back a bit deeper. I'm thinking he's 6'4". Let's use that height and strength to strengthen up our midfield. Harkin is on the right with Forson through the middle for this game, Chair on the left and Scarlett through the middle, of course. Shortire has actually picked up strained knee ligaments in pre-season, so he is going to be out for the first 5 to 6 weeks of the season, unfortunately. But hopefully today we can reaffirm what we proved towards the end of last season against Crystal Palace and get a win against them once again, as early on they play the ball forward. Ikalde now with his first chance to make a difference in midfield, and he does so fantastically. They're now down their end of the pitch with the throw-in and tries to bring it forward. Ikalde intercepts wonderfully, and he's going to try and go around the defender. Why did he not play through Scarlett? That was a fantastic chance. Adam now breaking for Crystal Palace, and he tries to get the cross in, and he does, and it's headed just over, thankfully, for us there. That was a bit of pressure that we did not need. And that all came from a bit of a silly bit of play from Ikalde. He should have played Scarlett through, but it's one of them. First game of the season, he's getting back into the swing of things. And we've got 25 minutes gone, still 0-0. We have had a very poor start, failing to even register a shot so far, although their shots haven't been anything noteworthy so far, so hopefully we can make sure they remain at that level where it's not noteworthy, as Sanchez now tries to find his way into the box. Good block from Chippedeli, and he clears the ball. We need to go back onto key highlights, I've just remembered, as it's sent all the way back to trot for Crystal Palace here. And now they're going to try and start building back forward. Sykes plays it through to Adam. And it's sent out to the left-hand side. Mauser whips the ball in, and a couple of deflections sends it in from Campbell. And that is a frustrating goal for us to concede early on. Let's change. Why was it set up like that? And let's hopefully see a bit more from us throughout the rest of this game, because we've been very poor so far. We don't want to watch that. And hopefully this is the start of us getting our season started, as Chippedeli takes the throw. It goes back to him and back to Masengo. And now they're exchanging the passes a little bit. Quite a lot. Can we cut that out? Ball across to the right-hand side for Hankin, who has a good chance, but it's straight at Trot. He probably should have squared that for Scarlett, who was waiting in the middle there. And I think that would have been a tap-in for Scarlett. The long throw from Chippedeli is headed away very easily, and Adam collects it with space to run at our defence. He's beaten Charles. Ball through for Seydu. And we find ourselves 2-0 down inside the first half against Crystal Palace. Palace must be kicking themselves that they didn't do this to us in the playoff semi-finals. Giraldo now with the long throw. It's gone in and Trot collects it. We're not even challenging the keeper for it there. The long ball forward. Seydu heads down to Adam. He's gone round the outside of Chippedeli and gets a shot away again. And we're looking very shaky at the start of this new season. It's headed over to Harkin, who does manage to bring it down. Ball forward towards Scarlett, but Edmondson headers it away, and it's down to McKinney, who's got a chance to come forward for Crystal Palace now. And he's got to try and get it across the box. He doesn't manage to, and the ball forward is to absolutely no one, and that's very frustrating to watch because I haven't told us to clear it like that. Sanchez, the ball goes in, it's straight across the box, and again, that's poor there. We need to be closing that down straight away, and we're very lucky to get away with that. And at half time, it has been all Crystal Palace, really. So we're going to tell them we're not happy. And let's have a look at what we can do here. Let's try lowering the tempo. Play out of defence, see if that stops this phase of just lumping it forward to no one. And let's see if we can turn this around in the second half. We're going to demand more again as we get kicked off the second half. Akalde tries to find Scarlett. It's a poor pass, and now gives Crystal Palace a chance to run it again with Adam, who finds Sanchez. And that ball across. And Rex Bekach makes it 3-0 for Crystal Palace straight after half time. And we are looking absolutely second best here. Chair with the corner finds Charles, and that's headed just over. That's probably our best chance of the game. It's been really poor. And it just makes it look like a fluke that we beat them in the playoffs last year, which is the most frustrating thing. Because this is the first thing since our loss to Middlesbrough. 4-0. I don't even know what to say anymore. I'm not watching the highlights. Let's send Rue on for Chair, Manning on for Scarlett, rest them for games going forward because we're going to need them in more important games than ones where we're already 4-0 down. And you know what, Geraldo, I think, is another player we need to make sure he's ready going forward. This game's absolutely dead and buried, and it's not been very fun at all. Forson finds Williams, but that's headed wide. And so much optimism at the start of this video. And now we're just watching us get torn apart. Tripadelli clears it to Manning. He plays it to Akalde, who finds Forson, who's got a bit of space to run at. And he absolutely buries that into the top of the goal. But it's really hard to even get excited when it's still 4-1. I don't want to watch that. I just want this episode to be over at this point. But a small glimmer of hope to say that we're not completely useless. Although a 4-1 loss says we're pretty useless. We're going to make them train tomorrow. And that is not how you want to kick off your season. I was thinking coming into this, we could really make a statement against Crystal Palace. They're one of the favourites to get the playoffs again. Everybody's doubting us. And we've just been hit straight to the bottom of the table. Absolutely horrendous. Well, let's hope we can bounce back against Barnsley in our next game. And what we'll look to do is come back maybe for the second round of the EFL Cup, provided we're in it. Obviously, we've got to beat Newport County in the first round, but we're back with the second round and a game in and around that area, provided we're there, of course. And I've done it again. Online game preferences. This is what happens when you start doing saves online with your friends. You forget to change the Saturday and Wednesday for your main save, and that's going to annoy me until the TV fixtures get announced and we get actual football weekends again. It's not been a good first episode, just because of that alone. If you have enjoyed that, please do leave a like, comment down below why everything went wrong, and subscribe as well if you are enjoying the series. We'll be back tomorrow with the next episode. Thank you very much for watching.